For those of you who are still here, it's me again. So someone asked about digital twin. So this is my digital twin. The one who just moderated 1 hour ago is now back home. Okay? So, all right. So just to make sure that we are all on the same page. So this session is about AI, artificial intelligence in medicine. Okay, so we have 3 esteemed speakers that has vast experience in doing AI. So if you are super curious on what AI is all about in healthcare, how is it transforming care delivery, what's its implications, and what's the outcome, so please stay for the next 1 hour, right? So this is going to be super interesting, all right? So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get each and every one of you to introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about what you do, all right? So we have Dr. Zuhairi, we have Dr. Kevlim, and Dr. Elaine in the house today, all right? So Dr. Zuhairi, I'll start with you first. Quickly, just a little bit about yourself. What are you doing right now in AI?
All right, thank you. All right, thank you for the introduction. Thank you for having me today. I'm Dr. Zuhairi. Right now I'm doing my master's in psychiatry in UiTM. I also have a very keen interest in app development. I've been building app for the past 5 to 6 years, and also been teaching some courses of coding as well. Recently, I've been into AI development as well. So that's about me, I think.
All right, okay. Dr. Kev? I'll ask you more questions later. Dr. Kev?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Kev. So I'm a CEO and co-founder of QMed Asia. Basically, QMed Asia is a health tech company, provide enterprise solutions for hospital and clinics. Wide range of technology solution we provide for them, from patient journey like appointment queues, cell region kiosks, to mobile connect solutions like RPM, remote patient monitoring. We also work with B-Wave, our partner Dr. Tama earlier, and to later on we actually venture into AI. Our AI solutions, we partner with VidaNex. We also build our own more on the generative AI solutions, mainly providing B2B solutions for hospital and clinics.
All right, thank you so much. Elaine? Is it working?
Okay, good afternoon. So my name is Elaine. So currently I'm actually the CEO at VidaNex. I'm also the associate professor at IMU University. So this whole entrepreneurship journey started 5 years last year, where we actually spin out from the university itself. So the area that we currently are doing in VidaNex is that we are trying to actually start the initiative of digitalization of pathology in the services, and how we actually going to use AI to further reduce the diagnosis time for cancer diagnosis. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay, so what is very interesting about each 3 of them is 3 of them are doing 3 different things, but in the AI space. Okay, so I'm going to start with you first, Dr. Zuhairi, as a psychiatrist. Why are you doing AI? As in, okay, so a bit of background. So he mentioned that he's a coder as well. So I just want to know, tell us a little bit about that coding stuff that you do, and how does it relate to your psychiatry practice?
Okay, I've got this. Hello.
See, now we need AI microphone.
Yeah, I got this question a lot. People being curious. I got my own script how to answer already. Basically, I wear 2 hats. You can say that. Before I joined medicine, I want to become an engineer. I really like computers and stuff like that, you know. But being a typical Asian boy to Asian parent, I got my medical offer. So I got into medicine. But I still enjoy coding as a side thing. And when I became a medical officer, there's opportunity for me to contribute to the ministry. I was working in Sabah back then to build apps for my department. So I volunteered to build an app, and from there it simply took off. So I had a side career for agencies such as MOH, and also now I work in UiTM. We have produced at least 2 apps for now for my department. Both are copyrighted, but most of my apps are mainly for internal use, not widely available. But if you want to have a look, come and drop by, I can show you. Recently, because of the AI boom, you know, ChatGPT into 2022, all the developers around the world are very curious to know how we can use AI in our apps. Because previously we only have touch and you touch and tap, right? But now we can use AI to automate things. So back to your question, I simply got into coding because of my interest. That's the
Any
short answer.
application in psychiatry at the moment?
Okay, yes. We have two. One is called, it's one for the students for UITM. It's called Flex Minda. It's mental health app. One is that I built recently for my department. It's something like the smart wards, but a psychiatry app for the staff of psychiatry. App for the psychiatry staff. Something like that. But the whole idea, what I'm trying to say is, as a clinician, right, I understand the issues directly. I work with nurses and staff. I got their feedbacks. So we can straight away build in-house, which is, I think, is a very powerful thing to do. We don't have to talk to developers straight away. What's the problem? Let's build it. So that will be, I think, very, very useful. That I recommend for doctors out there, if you are very interested to learn about coding and development, please go ahead. By all means, learn. It's very easy nowadays. YouTube, courses, while available. What they say, nak tak nak sahaja, they say in Malay, right? All right, that's all.
All right, super interesting. Okay, so we have a lot of time. So what I'll do is I'll come back to you, back on what you're currently working on. So Dr. Kev, I understand that over the years you have evolved from Q, then all the way now you're doing Copilot. So how does AI? What is the outcome that you're trying to achieve from using Copilot in medical practice?
I think AI is a fancy word nowadays. Everybody is talking about AI. Everybody talking about how much AI can do for the healthcare industry, all these things. So definitely we started to look into AI not so long, 2-3 years ago. Then we started to see what are the use case that we can do for the healthcare society. But to me, actually, before we can implement AI, you need to address the healthcare ecosystem issue. For me, I divide the healthcare into 3 layers, not according to HIMSS level, but according to mine. So one is manual. So if your hospital or your clinic still running manual, everything is manual books, pink books, everything, you don't need to talk about AI because it's very hard to implement AI in your center. So first layer is EMR. You need to have an EMR. So once you have EMR, then your content is actually in a digital format. Then only we can have the data to train the AI from there. So after you have the first layer called EMR, then second layer is something we call digital layer, where we put in a lot of digital solutions, digital solutions. We connect with patients, like doctors here, you can do teleconsultation with patients, e-prescriptions. Myself, we have do the remote patient monitoring, teleconsultation, teleradiology. Later on, Vidanex will do telepathology. So we have this digital layer, then only you have more data point. All the data become digital format. Then we have all this data, then only you can implement the third layer, which is called the AI. So AI basically help to automate a lot of repetitive things. So a lot of tasks that normally human need to sit down there, read the slide one by one, you can use the AI or computer visions to actually pick out the anomaly, show to the doctors from there. So in AI, my company actually focus on 2 types of area. One is called computer visions. We do not do everything. We partner with the renowned player in the market like Vidanex. They do AI pathology, digital pathology. Myself, our company more focused on the other one, more on Gen I. Gen I is basically large language model. So in terms of large language model is what we name it called Copilot, QMAT Copilot. So in the matter of fact, we actually, in this kind of Gen I solution, we come up with 2 types of product. One is called Copilot, the other one is called Nora. Nora is patient-facing. Copilot is for healthcare provider-facing. So for Nora, it's quite straightforward. We become an AI symptom checker for patients and do an AI triage. When the patient at home, instead of like Googling for their medical doubt, they have this kind of symptom checker they can go to and answer the assessment. Then they will guide the patient on what likelihood is the diagnosis and guide them to the respective triage from there. Of course, this is not new. Before the Gen I area, they already have people doing it. There's some Spanish company, US company, even Japanese company doing it. But when we try all these things, we still think localization is very important for this kind of AI symptom checker. If you try to take some example, for them to detect a dengue and then guide the patients to a proper trial is quite tough because this is not something common in their database training. So we need to train a data set to customize for Malaysian market per se, and including we put in quite a lot of features in our AI symptom checker. We also put in the what we call epidemiology data tracker. So when the patient answers fever, we will then query the location of the patients. If the location is high dengue cases, then the likelihood of dengue is be higher. So this kind of localizations, customizations, I think is important. It's not just pure AI tools for that. So this is what we built for the patient side. Of course, more things there. And for the core pilot side, it's basically, we are still exploring, to be honest, we're still exploring. We basically provide a platform inside, have multiple tools for doctors to use in their clinical practice.
So actually, what we do is that now we know that in pathology, we are still actually depend on the experts to actually view the slides under the microscope, right? So there's two issues that need to solve. I think Dr. Kev clearly mentioned. One is the digitalization aspect of it. So without digitalization, there's no point of us able to actually implement any AI into it. So now with the advanced technology, the physical slides that you see for your biopsy slides is able to be scanned and the whole slide able to be digitalized. So you imagine once it's digitalized, right, the scanned images is digital format by a click of link, you're able to share to any pathologist anywhere, right? So there's no more restriction in terms of boundary between, because of our Malaysia situation also between maybe Sabah, Sarawak and over here in Peninsular Malaysia, sometimes the transport of slides could take a long time for the diagnosis to finally come out, right? Even within Sarawak itself, let's say for transporting from Miri to Kuching, that could take weeks, right? By the time the patient get the diagnosis could be months, right? So with the advance of technology that allow the digitalizations of the physical slides to digital slides. So part of first thing that Vidanex, our company, is doing is that we provide a software that's allowed the pathologists to actually review their digital slides and able to share their digital slides with their colleagues anywhere in Malaysia itself. That's the first prong of it. The second prong of it is that once it's able to digitalize, we still need a lot of time by the pathologists actually to review the cases. You imagine the whole slide is so big. Now, though in digital format, they need to zoom in, zoom out to pan to find the region of interest. Right? So with the assist of AI, with image analysis, what can be done is that we train the AI to actually recognize the region whereby is of interest to the pathologist. So once the pathologist get the cases, they can straight away zoom into the area that's being detected by the AI for abnormality. They review, and actually after that, they can reduce down the time for them to come down to the final diagnosis itself. Right? So in way of saying this also, we are actually giving them a tool to help them perform their tasks a lot better, more efficient, but we are not actually trying to use AI to replace their job. I think this is something that as medical field, we need to be very clear in terms of ethics that I think later on we'll bring about. So what we're trying to help the clinicians and the pathologists is trying to provide them with a tool that allowed them to actually able to do their cancer diagnosis faster. With that, we're able to save a lot of downstream treatment plan costs and so forth. That's what we're trying to aim in our company, Vidanex. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Elaine. So I think it's very clear that from what Dr. Kev and Elaine have explained is that when AI comes in, the role of AI is not to replace the entire provider ecosystem, correct? It's actually to enhance and to make sure that the provider, like yourself, can actually make better informed decisions. So basically means is that I think one of the studies also mentioned that from research to publication, then from publication to practice, on average it takes about 17 years, I think. So, for example, if there's a new drug that is discovered 17 years, I think that is published 17 years ago, they only start practicing that practice guideline like 17 years later. So there is a lot of studies that talks about it. So I think with AI, it accelerates, and then as a provider, you get more updated, and you can make better decisions. So basically, that's the whole idea, right?